Welcome to Book Buzz. This is part 2, brought to you by the Peters Township Public Library. This is the second half of September. As you can see, my partner in crime, Ms. Shannon, is still not here. But like I said last episode, she'll be here for the episodes that will air in October. So we look forward to having her back. It's easier to talk with each other than me just talking to myself. But it's been fun. So let's get to it. What's going on? Well, we talked about last time, it was the end of the summer reading program, and this time we're getting into fall, and all of our fall programs are coming back. The only difference is, and I don't think I mentioned this last time, is we will be having more of our regular programs, but they're not going to be as huge as they used to be. Size didn't really matter. We'd keep it reasonable because they don't want everybody falling all over each other. But also we're being even more reasonable just for health reasons. You know, we're going to err on the side of caution. We would rather have you back, but we would rather have you back and healthy, and we'll, you know, just keep everybody that way. So it's been a lot of fun. And also, having said that, one of the things that I think people are starting to realize is our toddler area, our family area in the back of the youth services has been open with lots of toys and manipulatives, things to for the kids to play with. Everything from blocks to the train, to like little people, and just lots of fun things that our light board that they can play with, and it is getting a lot of use. Our Legos, we do clean them and try to keep up on everything for everything to be nice and sanitized for the health of everybody. So if we don't see you at a program, certainly come in and take some time to play and hang out. Oh, we'd love to see you. Okay, moving on. The last time I talked about Pause for Reading, all I did was, mention that that the registration process is going to it changed, and it already has. If you haven't found that out by now, everything is online. Okay, but moving on, and that would include this one. After years of doing things, the old-fashioned way, come in and we'd have that really nice paper and the name of the program on there and fancy up the top and then all of the lines so that you can sign up and register for our programs. We don't do it that way anymore. It's all online. Not a surprise, but hey, we're with it. It might have taken a little while, but we're with it. We're good. And it makes it so much easier for everybody. It's very easy for you. It's easy for us to be able to jump in there and see who's registered, see how long the wait list is, to be able to message you and remind you about the program so that when you remember, if you are no longer able to make it, that you can let us know, because then we are able to let the people on the waiting list in. And I will tell you that the majority of the programs in our youth services department end up full with waiting lists. So it's just a better way to do it all the way around. Everybody benefits. So, all right, let's talk. I brought this back this summer, and it really has been fun. Wild Krat Wednesdays. Wild Krat Wednesdays are back, and the kids are loving it. I mean, who doesn't love the Wild Kratts? That they're just friends now with the kids. Martin and Chris, I believe, and they just talk about, nature and make it fun, and you learn so much. We're bringing it back again for the fall. It's going to be one Wednesday a month. And for September, it happens to fall on September 14th, that Wednesday, at noon. So how I like to talk about it is kind of like joining us once a month for an indoor picnic, because you get a break. Maybe you're just getting out of preschool or kindergarten. You can have your lunch, bring it on over, have lunch, and catch a Wild Kratts episode. And I always have giveaways, activities and sheets and things that you can take with you that kind of reinforce that episode, whatever you're learning. This summer, it was a lot of fun because our summer theme was Oceans of Possibilities. We wore our t-shirts all summer long. And so with Wild Kratts, keeping with that theme, we did dolphins and sharks and different sea creatures. So it was really a lot of fun. And of course, September and the fall will bring something different. So you have to come to see. Again, it's really only about 45 minutes by the time you get there, get your lunch going and get the episode going. It's nice. The kids have really enjoyed it, just having lunch at the library. So get online and register for that. Okay, this is such a cool little easy project or episode or event, I guess. Every year, Peter Reynolds, who wrote The Dot, they celebrate Dot Day. And it's usually around, and if you look up Dot Day, it'll say September 15-ish. It always says ish, which is really cute because ish is actually the name of one of his books. And so we keep it around there. But September 15th, we always try to include that in our programming because it's just a sweet, thankful, important day to celebrate yourself. So as the poster or the flyer says, celebrate the Dot by Peter H. Reynolds, a delightful story that reminds us to make your mark and see where it takes you. It's about somebody, like you think that you can't draw or you think you can't do this or do that. It's about having belief in yourself and doing it and see where it takes you. So I'm putting up a banner. We're going to put on dots, where you're able to put a dot with your name and perhaps something that you would like to say about yourself, or something important, or something that you like about yourself, or some sort of kindness. And that will be Dot Day, just to take some time to slow down and realize how important you really are. Sometimes we don't slow down enough to even breathe, let alone, think about it. And again, with school having just begun, it's a good time to just collect your thoughts, think about it, and where you're going. So that is Dot Day. Okay, I have been doing, I'll tell you what, if my grandmother were still alive, I was never really a bingo player, like, you go to the churches and you have to have the daubers and, and then you've got the little ladies and everybody, and they've got all these bingo sheets spread out, and they're doing like 20 at a time to try to win these bingo pots. I never really did that. No, I was never really into it. Although when my kids were younger and at our church they would do like a fun bingo night, like a family bingo night, I would do that with them. I wonder if that included free popcorn. That might have been my incentive. I'm not sure. But anyway, we've been having a lot of fun doing bingo nights. All right, let me just make it more specific. I've been having a lot of fun doing bingo nights at the library with different themes, and the kids and the parents are having a blast. So why not? Back to school bingo. It's going to be a family bingo night, as you can see, on Monday, September 19th at 6:30. Yes, a Monday night. Why a Monday night, you ask? Because I work on Monday nights. And if I'm going to work on Monday nights, I'm going to do some fun programs because I want you there and making my evening a lot of fun. So my events like family Lego night or bingo nights and other things that I do, my tween programs, well, what a coincidence. They're all on Mondays because it's with Miss Linda. And if I'm doing all the work, I want the credit and I'm going to have fun with it. So that's bingo night. All right. I know there's more planned later in the fall, but I won't give that away. It'll be fun. All right. Oh, and did I mention prizes? We always have some fun prizes. And I don't know if I talked about this before, but I'm going to talk about this right now. So it is so much fun. And the kids are into, you know, the first bingo that you get, you win a prize. Okay. Every bingo that you get after that, you get a ticket. And all the tickets, you know, you keep them. And then I usually have a basket or some little kind of grand prize, nothing, you know, no trips to, you know, the islands or anything, just little prizes. And then I pull a ticket from all those extra tickets from the bingos that you had. Well, I want to tell you, not only are the kids into it, you ask the adults that bring their kids who's into it because they're as into it as the kids are. And I found that out the hard way one time when I was going around and I was giving kids prizes for their bingos, and I only had prizes that would be like suitable for kids, that kids would like. You know, I don't know, it could be anything from a kid's book or lollipops or something. And then the parents started wanting their own gifts. And I went, oh, one time I was like going to the dad and he won. And I'm like, okay, well, I have this flavor, you know, lollipop or whatever it was, if you want that. And you know what? He took it. He did. It cracked me up. So I learned from that point forward to have prizes for the adults as well. The adults as well. When they are kids' prizes though, and when they win bingo, they go up and, you know, like I have from pick a book or something. Okay, that's another prize. They go up and they'll pick it, or they will have their child pick it and let them have the prize. So, okay, it works back. But I just wanted to tell you that they're into it too. Don't miss them. And that's another one that fills up with a waiting list. Back to school bingo. All right. Tween Book Club. I was looking forward to talking about this. All right. With the Tween Book Club, every month, it's not a tween choice like the One Teen Choice Book Club is. I pick them. But not, you know, I pick them by things that maybe even I've read or things that, recommendations. And sometimes I've even picked, like the kids will come up and say, you know, Miss Linda, I read this and, you know, do you think this would be a good one for book club? And sure, why not? Make sure that we have enough in circulation and pick a book. So I know I talked about this last time because this was last month's, last month's tween read because last month we read Because of the Rabbit. And the reason I'm bringing this up is I just wanted to do a shout out to the author of Because of the Rabbit, and also a shout out to the author of this month's book. It's called The Giver by Lois Lowry. So I'm giving a shout out to both authors because I know that they are probably waiting with bated breath to see this episode. even though they live in maybe New Hampshire or Massachusetts. But it could happen, right? The internet, online, you can do anything. The reason I bring it up is sometimes if you go think a little bit outside the box, okay, and reach out to people for, help, I guess, or just, just to reach out that, this is what we're doing, this is what we're reading your book, we're, well, I tell you, good things can happen. So for the August discussion, which was because of the rabbit, I reached out to Cynthia Lord, but I guess I'm allowed to call her Cindy now. Pretty cool. She personalized bookmarks with all that have her books on it. She personalized every single one for the kids that I had on my list that'll become, that would be at the book club. Every single one. And then she even gave me one that says, "To Linda, thank you for all that you do for readers and authors." I thought that was so sweet, Cynthia Lord. Just out of kindness, I just reached out to say, hey, we're going to be reading your book. And just to reach out and see if she was available. I didn't expect her to fly in or whatever, and that was just very kind. So for September, we are reading, and there's a method to my madness. We are reading The Giver by Lois Lowry. The Giver is a book that has many times been challenged. We talk about challenged books. We talk about banned books. And September is their week in September, I believe it's the third week of September, is Banned Books Week, that we take time to talk about what happens when books are banned, or even, which books are banned and why, or maybe had tried to be banned or at least have been challenged. The Giver was one of them, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But anyway, back up. I reached out to Lois Lowry quite some time ago I'm the Southwest chapter chair of the Pennsylvania Library Association. So I reached out to Ms. Lowry regarding speaking at a workshop for me, and she did. It was Zoom, but it was at a workshop at Westmoreland Community College. It was just a beautiful event. Well, I was able to get her to sign copies of these books for all of the participants. And also, I was able to get her to sign some copies for my Tween book club. So the Tweens are all going to get a copy, an autographed copy of The Giver by Lois Lowry. I usually give out the first five registrants always get a complimentary book. It's just to get you to jump on it and just start reading it. But for this month, we're going to make it special. Every participant, and it's a limited number, I want to say 12, maybe 12 is the max in the book club. Everybody will get an autographed copy of The Giver by Lois Lowry. So, two great authors, two wonderful, generous people. You just don't know. And you realize, hey, they're people too. They might be pretty famous and maybe have a home in Naples, Florida and in Massachusetts, but, hard work, and they deserve it all. So we are going to talk about, I am going to talk about, well, I'm going to just give a brief, let's talk about the giver really quick. I just want to explain a snippet of why the giver had some little challenges. The acclaimed novel, The Giver by Lois Lowry, was first published in 1993, and it's a book that tells a story about an 11-year-old boy named Jonas who lives in a futuristic society. Well, Jonas's world is run by a group called the Elders who decide every aspect of everyone's life. They choose who a person will marry, what job they will have, and if they will have children. In this society, and this was kind of cool, what I thought was cool, everyone is equal. There is no war, pain, or poverty. However, there is also no individualism, emotion, color, joy, or love. Okay? So it goes on and on. Well, the giver's social critique has resulted in controversy and multiple attempts to ban it from schools. This was, I don't know, okay, in 1994, where the first notable banning case was in California. Parents complained of violent and sexual passages, and the book was temporarily banned. In 1995, parents in Montana challenged the book due to infanticide and euthanasia. I don't even like those words. And the school required parental permission before reading it. And in 1999, it was challenged in both Ohio and Florida. Book was also challenged in 2001 in Colorado. You get the point. So I know as people read books, and you may like or not like or agree or disagree with what is written, and you have that choice. You have that choice. You can choose to read it or not read it. So let's talk about some interesting books that I'm sure I talked a little bit about this last year, because I still am like surprised, you know, of reasoning behind books that are banned. Okay, challenge, yeah, but banned. You know, we start banning, you know, what we're able to read. Oof. So, okay, how about this one? The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz. I loved that movie. It always scared the crap out of me. I loved watching it because of the flying monkeys and the Wicked Witch. I was afraid of it. That is as far as, you know, as I thought that that was evil. But in 1928, now it goes back a ways, all public libraries in Chicago banned The Wizard of Oz because of its ungodly influence. And for depicting women in, this is horrible, for depicting women in strong leadership roles. Yeah, well, you can guess with the year 1928. In 1957, the Detroit Public Library banned the book for having, this is funny, all right, maybe not, for having no value for children of today. So that was in 1957. Wizard of Oz had no value for children of today. All right, next one, Roald Dahl. I love it. He's the one that did like Matilda and several other fun books. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was banned in Colorado for poor philosophy of life. Wow. Since 1964, the book was under fire for comparing, well, okay, this wasn't so, for comparing the Oompa Loompas to Africans. The characters' descriptions were later changed in an edited version in 1988. So the version that I was aware of and familiar with was probably the one from 1988 and on. So at least with that, there was something that could be done to fix what they believe the problem to be. All right. This is another one. This is one that the schools have you read. I like this story. Bridge to Terra. How about this one? 1996. It was removed from several classrooms. All right, guys, removed from several classrooms in Pennsylvania on accounts of profanity, disrespect for adults, and an elaborate fantasy world that might lead to confusion. All righty, so let's get rid of all those fantasy books. Don't use your imagination to go into different worlds or planets or, all of the stuff that the kids are just loving. Let's not do that. Let's just sit here. Not fun. The book was also banned by other schools for its use of the phrases, "Oh Lord," and "Lord." Okay. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. All right. Something a little bit more current, but this one still boggles my mind. Winnie the Pooh. Okay, Winnie the Pooh. I'm telling you. Winnie the Pooh. I love the characters. Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore, Piglet, Tigers. In 2006. Okay. Well, this was out of country for this one. Several institutions in Turkey and the UK banned this book, claiming that the character of Piglet is offensive to Muslims. And other institutions claim that the book revolves around Nazism. Okay, so I still don't quite, I don't know, I can reread some of these, I've picked them up and thumbed through them and trying to find what they're referring to. Okay, real quick, The Giving Tree. The Giving Tree. Are you kidding me? The Giving Tree, 1988. All right, Paul Silverstein, childhood favorite, banned from a public, I don't know why I said Paul, Shel Silverstein, banned in Colorado because it was considered sexist. So I need to take a look at that one again. Okay, you know what? Let's do another two more. Charlotte's Web in 2006. Charlotte's Web was banned in Kansas. All right, I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I remain neutral on these, right? I'm a librarian, and in 2006, it was banned in Kansas because talking animals are considered an insult to God. All right, don't shoot the messenger, I'm telling you. I kind of like talking animals, and I love that book. So I'm going to do one more because it's the most current one and probably not a surprise. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. I'm telling you. Oh, this one, the most beloved children's series of the modern era, a series so potent it got even non-reading children to line up at midnight for its release. It's been challenged and banned all over for promoting godless witchcraft. So while we're scratching our heads, we're just going to repeat the following line. A series so potent that it got even non-reading children to line up at midnight for its release. Really? Okay, so we're going to ban the book that pretty much started the reading craze for a whole generation. So, and the author writes in here and ends it with, and I'm going to end it with, Harry Potter, you're a fine addition to any list of banned children's books. Note, little sarcasm in that. So Harry Potter, yep, brought a whole generation together reading. So on that note, I wish you well until we see you next time. Bye.